When love turns into longing and hope hangs by a fragile thread, will fate bring him home in time? This is the heart-wrenching story of Ly Tieu Nu, a woman fighting to protect her unborn child while drowning in loneliness after Truong's mysterious disappearance. Exhausted from overwork and heartache, she faces the risk of miscarriage, clinging only to the promise of his return. Meanwhile, Truong's mother desperately searches for her missing son, racing against time to save both her grandchild and the woman he loves. Subscribe now and join us on this emotional journey of love, loss, and unbreakable faith. The night was unusually still, as if even the wind had chosen to rest. Ly Tieu Nu sat by the window, her pale face reflected faintly against the glass. The soft yellow light from the bedside lamp wrapped around her fragile figure, illuminating the quiet ache in her eyes. One hand rested protectively on her belly, where a tiny heartbeat was fighting to stay alive. The doctor's voice still echoed in her ears. "You must rest, or you'll risk losing the baby." Those words pierced through her like cold steel. But how could she rest when her heart had long been restless? Truong had been gone for weeks, and not a single message or call had come. Every sunrise brought a flicker of hope that perhaps today he would return, and every sunset crushed that hope a little more. She tried to keep herself busy, working long hours to silence the storm inside. But exhaustion and longing were a cruel mix. The late nights, skipped meals, and endless tears began to take their toll. Her body grew weaker, her steps lighter, her mind heavier with worry. Each faint movement in her womb reminded her both of life and the fragile thread by which it hung. The sound of the clock ticking seemed louder than usual. Tick, tuck, tick, tuck. Every second was another question without an answer. Where was Truong? Was he safe? Did he know she was carrying his child, their child, and that the little soul inside her needed him just as much as she did? The silence of the house was unbearable, so she filled it with the sound of work. Cleaning, folding laundry, washing dishes that didn't need to be washed. Anything to keep from thinking, anything to keep from crying. But at times, when the moonlight poured gently through the curtains, all her defenses would crumble. She would clutch her belly and whisper through trembling lips, "Your father will come home soon, my love. He has to." The baby didn't answer, of course, only a soft flutter under her palm, a tiny reminder that she wasn't truly alone. Yet deep inside, Ly Tieu Nu knew that her heart could only take so much. Love had made her strong, but longing was slowly breaking her. And as another sleepless night passed, she could feel her body pleading for rest, while her heart, stubborn and aching, refused to let go of hope. Morning arrived wrapped in a gray, weary mist. The sun struggled to break through the clouds as if the world itself shared her sorrow. Ly Tieu Nu had barely slept. Her eyes were swollen from crying, her body trembling with fatigue. She tried to prepare breakfast, hoping a few normal gestures might quiet the heaviness inside her chest. But as she reached for a glass, a sudden wave of pain struck her abdomen. The glass slipped from her hand, shattering on the floor. She gasped, one hand clutching her belly, her knees giving way beneath her. A sharp cry escaped her lips. The pain was not unbearable, but it was terrifying, a deep, twisting ache that told her something was terribly wrong. Cold sweat drenched her forehead. The room spun. She tried to call out, but her voice came out faint, barely a whisper. "Please, not now." Tears streamed down her face as she crawled toward the phone, every movement a desperate fight against the pain. "Don't leave me, little one. Please stay," she murmured, her voice trembling like a dying flame. When the housekeeper heard the sound of breaking glass and rushed in, she found Tel Nu curled on the floor, pale and trembling. Within moments, she was carried to the hospital. The sterile white walls and the rhythmic beeping of machines filled the air with tension. Nurses hurried around her, their voices a blur. The doctor's calm instructions felt distant, almost unreal. All she could hear was the echo of her own heartbeat, too fast, too frightened. She lay on the hospital bed, staring at the ceiling lights that glared down like unfeeling stars. In that blinding brightness, memories of Truong flooded back. His laughter, his gentle touch, the way he had once promised, "No matter what happens, I'll always protect you." Her lips quivered into a faint smile, though her eyes brimmed with tears. "You promised," she whispered weakly. "Where are you now?" A faint movement stirred beneath her hand, the fragile reassurance of life still clinging on. The doctor's voice came through at last, gentle but grave. "You must rest completely. Any more stress and we might lose the baby." Those words hit her like a silent thunder. She closed her eyes, letting tears fall freely down her cheeks. "I'll fight. For you. For us." Outside, rain began to fall against the hospital window, a soft, rhythmic sound as if the sky itself was weeping for her and for the love that felt so painfully far away. Far from the hospital, under a sky heavy with rain, Truong's mother walked briskly down the empty streets, her umbrella trembling in the wind. She had spent countless days searching for her son, the boy who had once been her pride and now her greatest worry. Every lead had turned into a dead end. Every phone call she made ended with the same answer: no news. Her shoes were soaked, her hands numb from the cold, but she refused to stop. "You promised to call me, Truong," she whispered into the wind. "You can't just disappear like this." When her phone suddenly rang, her heart leapt, only to sink again when she heard the voice of the housekeeper, broken and frantic. "Madam, it's Tieu Nu. She's in the hospital. The doctor said she might lose the baby." For a moment, everything around her blurred. The umbrella fell from her hand, rolling away down the wet pavement. Her lips trembled as she tried to breathe. "The baby," she repeated softly, disbelief and grief twisting her words. "Oh, dear heavens." She rushed to the hospital as quickly as she could, her thoughts spinning. In the taxi, she clutched the small pendant Truong had given her years ago, a token of his love and a reminder of the bond between mother and son. "Where are you, my boy? Your wife needs you. Your child needs you. Please, come home." The rain outside thickened, blurring the city lights into a sea of tears. When she arrived at the hospital, the sight of Tieu Nu lying weak and pale on the bed shattered her heart. The young woman looked fragile, almost transparent, as though the smallest breath could make her vanish. The rhythmic sound of the heart monitor filled the silence, steady but faint. Sitting beside her, Truong's mother gently took her hand, whispering softly, "My dear child, you're not alone. I'm here now." Tears welled in Tieu Nu's eyes. Her voice was barely audible. "Mother, I tried to stay strong, but I'm so tired." She turned her face toward the window, where the rain still poured endlessly, like the weight of longing that had followed her for weeks. Truong's mother brushed her hair gently from her face. "Rest now," she said tenderly. "I'll find him, I promise." As thunder rumbled in the distance, she lifted her gaze to the dark sky, her heart whispering one desperate prayer: "Please, God, guide my son home before it's too late."
Hello, xin chào tất cả các khán giả của kênh Lý Tiểu Nữ Review. Rất vui vì ngày hôm nay lại gặp lại các bạn trong câu chuyện hôm nay. Trong câu chuyện hôm nay của chúng ta thì Lý Tiểu Nữ vì đã quá nhớ thương Trường và vì đã phải làm việc quá là vất vả nên cô đã có nguy cơ bị sảy thai. Liệu rằng cô có thể giữ lại cái thai này hay không? Tất cả sẽ được hé lộ ở câu chuyện tiếp theo sẽ được phát sóng hàng ngày trên kênh Lý Tiểu Nữ Review. Các bạn hãy bấm vào nút subscribe để đăng ký kênh, nhận được thông báo mới nhất về các tập phim sẽ được phát sóng hàng ngày trên kênh nha. Cảm ơn các bạn rất nhiều. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.